Alright, welcome back to the league race. This time we're back with FTRL for number 9 or 10. I think it's 10 of Division 1. Here's Abu Dhabi. Now, oh yeah, I didn't get to do this. Actually, yeah, this is the first time I'm doing Abu Dhabi this game because I didn't get a chance to do it last time in TTML. That thought just occurred to me why I hadn't. Because we did Brazil just recently in FTRL as well. It's to come. And I was trying to think if I had actually done it or not, but I had. But it was this one I think that I couldn't get to do. Honestly, practice for this was a nightmare. I've defended this track. We're going to qualify P14. I've defended this track in the past when other people hate it. I have no defense for it this time. It's really, really bad. It feels slippy. It feels awful. There's no start-finish line. There's no DRS line as far as I'm aware. It's just I was not a very happy camper heading into this one. I was very unhappy. I was not having a very good day, but I just this track did nothing to alleviate my mood. So I had issues with stability beforehand, and just at a point where this race just had to be over with and done. So that was where we were at with that. We're going to try the alternate strat, mediums to softs. I should have, we can talk about Brazil another time, but anywho, here we go then. Just to try and get to the flag here would be a bonus, so we'll see how we got on. 5 red lights. And away we go. It's not a bad start. It's not an amazing start, so I'll tell you, Zumpy got a much better start than I did anyways. And my teammate lagged out sadly, so he's going to lose positions into turn 1 there. So we lose in game 1 with Zumpy there. Turn 3, I don't think people, you need to lift sometimes, man. Like, I think people try to take that flat and not realize that you do need to lift at some stage. To be honest, I would lift on a set of mediums always. To be fair, I don't know if I took this flat or not in mediums, but certainly only the first few laps. After that, like, you gotta do a little bit of a lift. At least I find, and it's the same on the softs as well. See, look at that, no DRS line. I don't know if that's on PS5 or not, but I actually don't think it is, unlike the Australia one, pit lane exit. First one to go is Ox, so he's out of the race and the VSC is deployed. I think simultaneously, that I don't know if that was Wesker or Joe, or sorry, it was Ox, and then there was a Mercedes. I don't know if it was Yogi or not, I can't remember who was in the Mercedes this week with Yogi, but anywho's, VSC is deployed anyways for those two. I think it must be Yogi, because I think he's still in the race then. Lap 3 we get back underway once again, but I think Adam this time was the one that had a spin at turn 3 against cold tyres. It can happen to anyone, so yeah, but that's why I always do a lift through turn 3. Lap 4, my race pace was awful, and then Joe is going to come get me here. That's how bad my race pace was. Joe, who famously does like no practice for these races and like rage quits like after 5 laps of practice. Comes at me. That's how much dire straits we're in. I've done a lot more practice than Joe had. Andy's out of the race. I believe this is a safety car. So, by the way, I'm running super high ride height because just to use the curbs. But you will have seen the setup. It's a mess. It's honestly an absolute mess. It was just to find something that worked, even though I knew it wouldn't be the quickest thing in the world. So we're going to do the double pit stop here. We're going to put on the hards. And then we're immediately going to come back in and put on a set of the medium compound tyres and try and go to the end of this race. It won't be as fast probably as the softs, but I'd rather take that and maybe hope a safety car comes out. We can get some track position. So the hards, yeah, pretty rough. Kind of sad there's the strategy. I don't know. The strategy variation I feel like has disappeared from this place. I think you can try and do the 2 over the 1, but even the game gives you the 1 stop to do, kind of, I don't know. I used to like doing the ultra hyper soft kind of 2-stop aggressive strategy on this track. It was fun. Lap 7 though, we're going to get ready to go racing once again. So we're in P15, and Yogi makes a mistake heading out of the last corner. Got Wesker trying to come through as well, so we'll go down the inside, but Yogi's going to have the outside. He gets on the throttle better, so he's going to keep that position. I think we're going to stay with this lap 8 of 28, so plenty of time to go. Again, nice and gentle through. I actually let Wesker go here because he's on softs. I knew he had to pit anyway, so I just let him go here. Yeah, just no. I felt no need to hold him up on softs, and he had to pit anyways. And we'll go from there. So I just didn't think it was worth fighting or losing a ton of time fighting him when he's on softs. If I had held out for a few laps, sure, but you know, they're fresh softs, or at least used softs are basically fresh. So I thought I'd let him go, and we'll go from there. So that's still P15 because Dylan is out of the race, and then Joe DNFs of the race, and another safety car is deployed. Now a couple of people at the front decided to try and hang it out, so this safety car doesn't really help them in many ways. It doesn't help anyone really, because we just boxed. So anyways, off we go again. Yogi is on the back of me now on softs now, so he boxed and put on softs. Interesting choice, because softs definitely won't go to the end. These mediums will be touch and go to the end. And then someone else, I think that was Zumpy. Yeah, Zumpy goes off then at turn 3. So yeah, again, I say to car restart with mediums. You know, if you don't do good the tire warming, then you got to do a bit of a lift. And then Yogi and myself here, I think was this the part of the race we tried to. I try to think if this is the part of the race where we just wanted to back and forth each other with DRS to try and stay ahead of that Dylan Zumpy pack, or if I can't see if it's just those two cars. I think we ended up coming back together with Yogi later. Lap 12 of 28. I've ever spin there. Dutch resets to track, which by the way isn't punished apparently. So you know, if that's like it's something's gonna be added to the rules next season about that. But for the rest of this season, like if you have a spin, like just from the reset the track, like if you're not going to be punished for it, then just reset the track. Like if you're only going to get off the warning, then you know, then what's the, you know, what, then might as well lose yourself as little time as possible. And it annoyed me in the time here, because like he should be at least 5 or 6 seconds further back than he was when he reset the track, instead of being he was just under 3 seconds or so behind when he reset the track. Big accident there for Wesker coming out of the second to last turn. So he's not out, but I think he ended up retiring, I'm not sure. But that the ghosting thing kind of annoys me. Safety car is deployed here, so I wanted Dutch to be, you know, as with other people, to be punished for resets to track, but it's just frustrating. There's nothing concrete in the rules, so it gives people an easy out. So that'll have to be tightened up for next season, hopefully. Though I'm not sure if I'm going to be racing to actually see it, but normally I'm fairly kind of secretive with my plans for racing like the next coming season, but I had no issues admitting that I'm on the fence whether I'm going to be racing in FTRL next season in F1. GT probably, more than likely. Anyways, we pitted for softs, and we're actually in 7th place, which is somehow where we ended up, so very happy about that so far, but we've still got, you know, 10 laps to go to come across the line here. Not a ton of penalties hanging around, so we're going to have to try and, well, hold on here, but the pace is really, really poor, so it's going to be difficult, and most people are on the soft compound tyre. I think some may have chose to stay on mediums, I'm not sure, because track position is important here, but I think most people pit for mediums at this juncture, apart from, I think it was Crims, I think, that didn't pit. Anyways, Chicken and Dan were having to squabble for a few laps there, and Chicken and I don't think pitted, but he jumps out of the way here, or at least, or something of the sort. Got Tico coming through as well, so we're going 3 wide here. Stick to the right hand side, as right as I can be, essentially, without getting a track limits warning. I lost the back end, and that took me into Chicken, and that damaged his wing, and I was like, ah, shit. So I got, it was just an honest mistake. I lost the back end. It was just, yeah, it was a tough one. And I was like, before the race is over, I was like, Joe, can you please message him and let him know that I lost the back end, and I'm sorry, I'll message him as soon as the race is over. So he kind of got swallowed then afterwards with his wing damage. Again, I feel bad, but it was an honest mistake. Anywho's, and I reached out to him after the race, just to, yeah, immediately after the race. Anyways, Tom goes through there to P6, and Yogi's going to take P7 here. But okay, this is the part. So Yogi's got a 3-second penalty, and we've got Yaram, Chicken, Zumpy, and a couple other cars. I think Dylan as well. So this is the part of the race. I just wanted to back and forth DRS with Yogi just to help each other. So because we not as to lose a little time squabbling with each other, just so we could just, you know, use the DRS to our advantage, go back and forth, and we'll keep our gap. Sorry, Dan as well, because Dan had a spin. That's why we get in a position. Dan had a spin coming out of turn 3, so he lost that position. I must have cut that out by accident, but that happened. So back and forth. There's a lot of squabbling back there, which opened the gap a bit, and then an accident between Chicken, I think, and I think Yaram. So, anyways, did I decide to actually? I didn't decide. I couldn't actually respond here with DRS on Yogi on this time, so I had to hope that he wouldn't gain 3 seconds on me in the last lap. And once the gap was still 1 second or so by the end of lap 27, I knew I was going to be safe. There's a couple of times where that's happened, but then Yogi had a spin here at the end, so it didn't even matter in the end. There's a couple of times where that's happened where a car, you know, I've been happy to let a car go, but the pace just drops off, and yeah, it ends up getting away from me. But we had that one in check regardless. Across the line, P7, very happy with that, because honestly this track was awful for me. Just a really unenjoyable experience and management of many different things. So a P7 out of that, honestly, I'll happily take it. It was a very, very good result. So 2 decent results back to back here at Saudi Arabia and Abu Dhabi. So yeah, I was really happy with that in the grand scheme of things, because yeah, it was a rough going in practice, especially. Look at the standings. We're in P5 now. Again, I'm not sure how, it's been an awful season. Like there's flipping 4 races outside the top 10. It's been rough, but other people have had worse runs apparently. So yeah, it's frustrating because third could easily been in the offing there. But you know, I mean, I look at some of those races and yeah, some of them were a little bit out of my control at times. Some were. 4th place for Alfa Romeo in the standings there. I think that's probably where we're going to end up settling. If we could make a run at AlphaTauri, that'd be cool. But I wanted to be Aston Martin, consisting of Matt and Ox, 2 quicker drivers than me and Dylan. So, you know what? If we could beat them, I consider that a decent season, given that we've both had struggles outside the top 10 this season. But that's going to do it for number 10 of FTRL Division 1. Next up is Brazil. So thanks for watching, and until next time.